Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy DJ J Steezy.
And your Tia's favorite DJ, DJ Jedi.
And today's special guest, all the way from Coachella, California.
Hey!
Yeah, el compa JJ.
Saludos, man. Thanks for the invite, guys. We're out here.
Brawley, California.
Brawley, yeah. Almost forgot, man.
There you go. There you
we
go.
always go straight to Chicali, so we never know these little towns over here, man.
Right.
But shout out to all the people out here in Brawley. Got a lot of love for the gente out here, Calipad and Nyland and Brawley, man. I got family out here, so, man, it's good to be here, man, and chill with you guys, chop it up a little bit.
Yeah, man. How was the drive?
It was lonely, man. It was lonely, but a beautiful sunset, though. I could tell you that, man.
Did you guys pass by Westmoreland? Did you guys blink?
Westmoreland, man. I probably missed it. I probably missed it when I checked the text. Then I'll let you know around the corner. I probably missed it.
Nah, shout out. Just kidding, Westmoreland. Shout out to you guys.
Man, love. It's all love always, man, out here, man. I used to come out here a lot. Like I said, my grandma has a ranch out here. Got some vans and cousins and stuff out here. So, yeah, I know my way around here, these parts of town over here.
Está bien.
Country town, baby.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, con las vacas y todo.
Damn,
You know you're in Brawley, California, because you can smell
we
it.
got that cocina de Leslie chilada mix. And shout out to my wife, man,
Custom,
my girl. She holds it down. Always travels with me, man.
Oh, yeah.
She's hella toxic, so, you know.
Oh, my God. Hey, you know what? No, but that's the way to make it work, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
the
learned
way
my
to make it
lesson
work.
the hard way.
Stay out of
man.
trouble. Stay out of trouble.
The only way to make sure I don't get in trouble is for her to see everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially don't have her hanging around me, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm a lot of fun. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Man. So are you from Coachella or where?
I actually grew up in Mecca, man. This is a couple miles away. But right now we live in Coachella.
Okay.
But I know the whole Valle pretty good, man. Born and raised pretty much right there, and so I mean, pretty much known all around the valley. Like I said, since I was a kid, man, we just all up and down Coachella, Indio, all the whole Coachella Valley.
Right. So Seba?
I just want to say a shout out again to Leslie.
Yes.
Cafecito con Leslie.
That's right.
And I was left curious on a question when you were on the radio, bro, because I remember them asking about si se baña. And that was like a big topic, but you never answered, bro.
Man,
I was like, waiting, like,
you
so si se
talking about
baña
me?
or no? I was like, oh.
Damn, man, he can't be airing out my literally my dirty laundry.
I guess it was because of the artists, like, they go from place to place. They don't think about, how much work
she
goes
tried to
in.
say that was a banda.
No. Si se baña. He smells clean.
I changed my socks, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the words of Alcatraz, so fresh and so
man.
clean.
Yeah, man. Always gotta be fresh, man. Yeah. One thing I can't stand is that stank breath, man. Hell nah.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know, man, that follow our platform, let them know what you do, man.
Hey, man, it's Compa. I go by Compa JJ. I started playing music at a young age, maybe about 13, 14. I was always intrigued by music. I got a lot of family members that play music, man, and I grew up around music. And I remember hanging around my uncles, and Chalino used to come around to the ranch. And,
Oh, shit.
And I used to say, man, that guy sucks, man. Like,
a lot of familia used to say
guy
that.
could sing,
Yeah.
I could sing too, man. Right. So I was a little kid, though, man. I was about maybe 9 years old, man. So then I was like, man, I got intrigued, and then I was like, man, I want to do that when I grow up. So one day, man, I got to pick up a guitar and start playing. About freshman year in high school, man, I started playing, and I realized that I had something going there, and I wrote my first song when I was like 14, and I remember I was so embarrassed, like I wouldn't let nobody know that I wanted to do this. I was very shy, and I would just tell my mom, like, Mom, look at I wrote a song, or what do you think? And of course, mom's always gonna say it's good, but
right.
my mom,
mijo?
Yeah, I always try to be honest. So it should always be like, mijo, you can do it. It's a good song, and so I just me agarré, always writing, always reading, and I was always a good writer. So one day I said, man, we're gonna start a group, and I started playing in a group in Coachella called Los Aires del Norte. And we play like kind of Canelos de Durango, like that type of music, the piano accordion.
Dope.
And I did that for a while, man, and it was cool. But I always wanted more. it's not so much I want to be famous, but I wanted to get out there. Like I always
Gotcha.
wanted to be on stage, and because I can see my cousins, we are related to the Canelos de Durango and a bunch of other people that are playing. So, you know, sometimes we'd always go and tag along, and I would see that, man, I wanted that life, man. I wanted to be a musico, you know. So we kind of fall off with the group because it ended up being like a puro party, you know, and it was like just, you know what I mean?
It happens. Yeah, we see it happens.
And yeah, we wouldn't really like play for money or nothing. We just party for
It's a
the
good
party.
time, bro.
You know what I mean?
Like, I understand.
Right.
So I was like, man, this is cool, but I want to do something more.
More serious,
And it was tough because it was my best friend and a bunch of other guys that I became really cool with. Shout out to my compa Chava, the drummer, man. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go for it, man. And I started recording, and I put some songs out, and we ended up forming in the studio when the guys that I hired to play for me, we were listening to the album, man, and they're like, you know what, compa, like let's start a group, man. Like, we're already here. And I was like, all right. I mean, I didn't want to say no, but I was like, you know what? There were some good musicians, and we became really good friends. So we started Grupo Gente de Alto Nivel. Okay. And we did that for a long time, man. And it's talking about maybe from 2007 to like 2012.
And you sang and you played bajo?
Yeah, I play bass and I play guitar, bajo sexto. But in that group, I played the bass. So my boy Cesar Sanchez was in with the Twins Enterprise, and shout out to my compa Raul too from Clica Los Necios that were in Twins Enterprise, and so we were able to get in through there and start opening up for like El Commander and Rogelio Martinez and Los Dos Primos, Los Buchones. So and our manager at the time, Caesar, used to get us up in there. So that's kind of how I fell into like actually getting exposure. It was with my group at first, and then we kind of just all got a little older, and you know how it is, man. You meet a girl, and the girl don't want you to be musico no more, and
I've never heard that story.
Yeah,
that really happens.
Yeah,
I thought it was just the movies.
Yeah, man. So I decided to go, you know what, solo, and I've been doing the solo thing for a couple years now. And so I just said, you know, compa JJ. My name's Jesus Joel, so my girl and my daughter started calling me JJ. So, you know, I just go with compa JJ.
Rios.
The
Rios family.
Yeah, that's how it's stuck. Shout out to all the Familia Rios out there we're out there in Sonora, Sinaloa, también Durango, in Porterville. You know, shout out to all the people, man.
Shout out, yeah. Listening to your music, man, you can write.
Oh, thank you, man.
What inspires you? Like, what pushes you to push that pen?
I think I always try to. I don't know. Sometimes people want to be different, but this doesn't work. But I always listen. I enjoy good musicians, like composers. My tío Pepe Canelo, que en paz descanse, he was a great composer. You know, from writing all the hits from Canelos, you know, Chuy Mauricio, all these hits. I always studied the double meaning or the saying something but meaning something. That's kind of like metaphorically, like in rap. Right. You know what I mean? The little,
like perricos.
Yeah, like the little punchlines and making, you know, trying to say the same thing different. Right. You know, corrido's been around for a long time. Everything's been said. So I just always had a knack for writing poetry and writing stuff, reading. So I always just show, you know, when I write something, I go to my girl. She's like my biggest critic. So, you know what I mean? I tell her, what do you think about
this? She's honest, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, what do you think about this? And she'll tell me, you know what, change it. Or, you know what, it's good. Let's do this, boom, boom, boom. So I just like to, I don't know. I mean, I grew up listening to rap too. So I kind of incorporate the little metaphors from rap and just kind of flip them into Spanish, but make it work within the song too, man.
Está bien, man. Está bien. You know, just like like you said in hip hop, you know, and the times change, everything changes, you know, and now how they're mixing, you know, corridos with hip hop, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's dope, too.
Yeah,
it sounds sick. I mean, it sounds good. I'm more old school, but I don't know. You have to adapt, I guess, man. But times change, so you could either left behind or you can stick to what you are. So I was more old school, you know what I mean? The last album I dropped was a live album, Compa JJ en Vivo, which is a throwback. It's all covers of old school songs. And always like I said, my family originally from Durango, and that's where the Canelo estilo de Durango comes from. Right. So that's always gonna be my roots, and that's my passion. That's what I love. The canciones viejitas. You know what I mean? The ones that wanna make you fucking pick up the vaso and drink. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to me, that's always gonna be my roots. But I'm in the studio right now, and the guys that asked me to write for them, that they want songs and they want the new estilos. So I'm gonna see how it comes out, man. We're in the studio right now. We already cut a couple songs that they're ready to get mastered. And we'll see. It's gonna be like that new kind of style, but it's still not like the rapping. It's just still me singing, more singing, and kind of. Gotcha. I know a lot of these new songs kind of sound like they're rapping. Yeah, it sounds sick, man. But to me, I'm still using those instruments, the tololoche, the trumpets, the guitars. But it's still me, like kind of keeping it a little bit old school.
Gotcha.
Está bien.
I want to mention a name and see what comes to mind. Ready? All right. Jacinto Reyes.
Oh, Jacinto Reyes. Salud, Jacinto Reyes, man. That's my uncle, man. My tío político, como dicen. And I'm married into that family. So, you know what? We're pretty cool, man. I've gone a couple shows with them. And they did, the recently one was homenaje a Chalino Sanchez. Right now they're in discussions to see what if they're going to go forward with the Amables and stuff like that. Hopefully, we see them. The people that really know, they're old school, man. Part of the reason why I love music, and it's funny because I believe in the law of attraction. That people, life or God, or whatever you want to call it, they put people in your life for a reason, man. And I don't want to say take advantage of people, like to take advantage of them, but for a reason, man. Like they're in your life for a reason. Yeah. And it's funny because when I was a kid, they were playing at my uncle's ranch and Chalino's there. They're playing. I'm like, damn, like they were like my idols, but like I never thought I'd be this close to them years later. You know what I mean? So now my suegro, mi compa Rafa, saludo mi compa Rafa, who's my girl's dad, plays the bass. I play the bass. So what a coincidence that I can sit there and chop it up with them about music. You know what I mean? Right. And we just have 2-3 hours. Leslie just kind of like. You know what I mean? Because we just share so much passion for music, man. Yeah. So, shout out to all the Familia Reyes and Los Amables del Norte. And hopefully we get to see them, man, reunited soon. And hopefully they come out, and put some shows on. And people like me that are old school, man, I couldn't wait. I would love to see them, just come back together.
That's dope, man. Another one, what comes to mind? Pequeño y Lencho.
Pequeño and Lencho, those are my homeboys from a time that I don't really want to remember, man. I like to forget, but Pequeño's my cousin. Saludos, mi primo Pequeño, man, out there in Hemet's finest over there, San Jacinto. And Lencho's is I guess you could say my bunkie. I'm going to just leave it at that. And, I had to take a long vacation for a while, man, and that's the reason why I left music.
I say that to say this. From here to liberal arts, social behavioral science degree. Yeah, man. Homie.
Think to that. Salud. That's definitely a proudest moment for me, and to share it with my girl, my family, my mom especially, man. After all I've been through and just bad decisions. But living that life, you just kind of get caught up, man. You get caught up, and before you know it, it's like, damn, like what did I do with the talent? I just kind of, you get pulled into a different life, the fast life. And I always promised my mom that I would go back to school because I dropped out from college, and I had baseball scholarships and all that. I love to play baseball. And I always knew my mom was disappointed when I dropped out of college. I told her, I'm going to do music. And she's like, oh, like, you could always do music even though when you finish school, you can always do music. Right. But, you're a kid, you're 18, 17, you don't really listen to mom, you know what I mean? And the other day on the radio, they're like, mom's always right, man. That's definitely true, sure, man. If you have a mom that's really responsible and hardworking and honest, and I mean, honestly, man, listen, kids. And that's the reason why I went that route, liberal arts and social behavior science, to get a degree. And right now I got a 4.0 at San Jose State University, man. And we're still grinding. We're still studying. And I'm going to take it all the way to my master's degree, man, because my plan is just to influence these kids, man. I think that a lot of kids need a little bit of guidance, man. And I've been there. I've been there. You got to make those choices, those rough choices.
It's never too late to go back to
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Never too late.
And that's another reason, this was not intended in a bad way, no disrespect, but your story, bro, brings so much inspiration to a lot of people that,
thank
you know
man.
what,
Thank you.
to where you've been, to where you're at now. I mean, that right there doesn't have determine where you're going.
Nah, exactly, man. And it's all about we're moving forward. Like I saw some the other day of I think it was Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
The reason the windshield is bigger than the rear mirror, right? Is because you're meant to go forward, man. So like I said, you live, you learn, man. And it was really, really a hard time in my life, man. But it made me who I am today, man. So now I just think different. I'm more mature. I realized it was a mistake, man. But a lot of these kids, they're intrigued by that life, and I was intrigued by that life, thinking about.
I think it's to some it's a phase, like you said, like they get a lot of attention, and girls go. I don't know. For me, it was like the girls, right?
Yeah. Well, you want to have some money in your pocket or something. You don't want to impress a girl or something.
But in the end, consequences for everything you do, everything. That's why, like you said, growing up, maybe we felt like mom was hard or she didn't understand, going through puberty and all that shit. But it's like mom always has best interest in her heart for her kids, man, and that's real.
Yeah, man. And like I said, the reason I went the social behavioral route, I want to become a counselor, and I also want to know what I'm talking about. And you have to, like you said, I have a story to tell. Maybe that's my purpose, man. More than music. If you really listen to my new music, you'll see that there's a positive message in all my music. Yeah. And, the first song I came out that I wrote when I was in the big school, it's called Los Relatos de mi Vida, and it's a personal song about my life. So if you really listen to it, I'm talking about myself. So a lot of people are like, did you write a song about yourself? I was like, hey, rappers talk about their own lives all the time, and that's what makes them who they are, right? Jay-Z grew up being a hustler, man, and that's what made him, he has a lot of talent to rap, but he had his personal story in it. I think that in corridos, you always tell somebody else's story. So I think that could have that's what's going to make me kind of separate.
It's different, yeah.
I could talk about my own personal story because I was there, man.
Yeah.
I was there and with all that gente and out there, and it's not something I'm proud of, but I think that just gives me a little bit of credibility, and if I finish school, then I have a little bit more credibility. I know what I'm talking about. I've been in that life, and I know what's gonna happen, man. I know what it brings.
Right.
And there's a lot of money, and it's fun, and do whatever you want, and drive a little Ferrari sometimes, a little, we were doing it, and but at the end of the day, man, you lose more than you win, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I want to say even being like manager at a Nordstrom or something would be better. Like
at the end of the day, man, you probably make about the same, man, because all the time that you lose and them feds, man, they don't mess around, man. When they come to get you, they're not gonna get you like a little slap in the wrist, man. They're really gonna hand it down to you, man. So
gotcha.
8 years later, man, it was a long time, man, and it was hard, man.
Now, going back to the music, anything that inspires you now that's different? Like, since like you said, you got away from that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just pretty much my family, especially my girl, man, just blessed to have a partner that also comes from music. Like I said, her dad, she understands, even though she kind of retired me a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Hella toxic, but nah, she's cool. She knows her life from her dad, never saw her dad. So she's like, we're having a baby, like, well, what kind of dad are you going to be? And I was like, you know what, I've done all that already. And even though I'm not going to close the door because I'm still always in the studio. Right. I'm still always putting out music. But like I said, behind every song, there's a positive message. I may talk about the life, but at the end, I flip it to, you know what? El dinero no lo es todo, and no lo aprendí fácilmente, you know what I mean? It took me a lot to learn that money isn't everything. Even though it's important, man, it's important to get money. But you could get money and hustle and legit, man. You can still get some money. So, I mean, like I said, every song that I've written, I try to put some in there that you know what I mean? Like, it's not, I'm not trying to glorify that life anymore.
Got you. That's beautiful, man.
Now, do you still hit the stage once in a while? Or?
I thought you could say, like, hit the... I was like, oh, shit.
Man, the last time I hit the stage... It's been a minute, man, but that door's open, man. It's just like I told my girl, waiting for the right. I guess something that I feel is right, but privately, we have a lot of work, man. We work privately still as a Compa JJ, and sometimes I go with my suegro, or I got a bunch of kids that follow me that want to play. So I have my little like band that if I get a gig, and we do mostly private right now. And then around these times, I kind of just like to do the family thing until about New Year's. I'll try to get a little gig after that. But Christmas and Thanksgiving, especially now, I'm my little boy, man, and he's been a blessing. And I mean, this is really he's just one. So I mean, these holidays, they always mean a lot, man. And when you have a little kid, and you want to make sure that you're there and not like messing around or they're drinking or something, like drinking or partying, playing. So even though ya que toco, I don't really. I don't really go hard like before when we were young, that we used to stay up and play all night. Right. You know what I mean? I try to keep it, you know what I mean? If we done it by 2, I mean, usually I try to travel with the family, so I always got a driver for sure.
I'm trying to be done at 10.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard to stay up when you got a little kid, man.
It is, man.
That little kid, man.
The age catches up to you, too, man.
But he's a blessing, and not only that, just about my girl, my family, my brother, my sister, and my new family, the Reyes family, man, that they just took me in, and it's like I've always been there. That's like you're it's like you just belong there, man. Like I said, the law of attraction, man. Life is gonna put you where you need to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of people seem to overlook, like, oh, you know what? You don't seem to live in what you have. You always want more, so you don't really pay attention to what's going on right now. And because you always want, like, oh, I don't have this, or I need to get this, I need to get more money, or look at her, she got this new car, and I don't. You know what I mean? So I learned and from my whole life that that live in the moment, because you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, man. So take advantage of it.
Very true.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. You know what I mean? We got to be grateful for every single day that we live. And like I said, if we're in this moment right now, it's because God wants us here in this moment.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
there's something to take away from everything, man, and there's something to learn. There's always something to learn. And I think people just get too caught up, man, in the life and in material things. And don't get me wrong, man, I like to dress up and be nice, but I don't break the bank to look how I dress, man.
Right.
And I know a lot of kids, and I'm just used, since I was a kid, I've always been like I've always been into fashion. And my mom would have been like, man, you take 3 showers a day, you're always changing, like, what's wrong with you, little kid? You know what I mean? I tell people, you may see me, whatever, and I may look a certain way, but, man, also, you can see me in Levi's in a white tee, black tee, with my Raider hat. I'm a Raider fan, too. So.
Hey, I was about to ask that next.
Shout out to my Raiders.
Hey.
That's right. Hey. Antonio Pierce.
We finally got rid of that bum, huh?
Exactly.
Man,
fucking big dummy.
Too long, man. Come on, man. But man, like I said, man, it's a certain, I guess, persona. You have to carry yourself a certain way being a musico, I guess, and it's still part of me, But man, I'm more people tell me once they chop it up with me, like, man, you're more humble than you look, like from judging, So I try to be, if anything, that experience humbled me a lot, man.
Stay in, man. Stay in. Yeah. So you're in the studio right now, and now is this an album that you're working on for yourself, or you're collaborating, or?
Right now I'm cutting all my solo tracks.
Okay.
I do have plans to collaborate with all the Coachella artists. Right now, Coachella, man. When we started playing about 2005, there wasn't that many groups out
bands,
there, man.
No.
Now, dude, dude, and especially in Coachella, it's saturated with a lot of young talent, man. Really good musicians and a lot of talented singers. And I already reached out to most of them. And I think we're gonna cut another live album, but collaborating with a different group on each track, all from Coachella, yeah. So that's in the works. But right now, I had a couple corridos that people wanted, because I also, sell. That's how we make money. So I write like if you want a song, all right, Compa J, how much your cousin cost me, and I'll charge whatever I charge you. And so right now I have a couple that people wanted. So that's what I'm doing. But they're all solo records.
Diane, man, Diane.
So yeah, we're in there, and but they want the new stuff. So a ver cómo me sale, man. I like I said, I'm old school, but like the times change. Yeah, times change, and like I said, I'm not gonna like try to rap or nothing like that. But I'll put my style into the new style.
Gotcha.
Kind of interweave that.
It's a mezcla.
A question,
Yeah, I guess a mezcla. Yeah.
a question I want to ask, because I know sometimes like getting to know you now, you seem really, really, really humble. Is there anyone that you've worked with or would want to work with that maybe we haven't mentioned?
Well, right now, in the works, it's just my compa Marito Aguilar. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Marito Aguilar. Marito Aguilar is probably one of the best or the best accordion players and producers in the game. From Gerardo Ortiz to Roberto Tapia to Larry Hernandez.
God
to
damn.
just the list goes, Regulo Caro, and the list goes on and on. And he's my compa. He actually played with me. I mean, you can find him on YouTube, the videos that we used to do live. And he used to tour with me back in the day. And it's funny, like I said, again, the law of attraction, how I ended up that story of me and him linking up, because he's very known in the industry, man.
Right.
And I don't know how he ended up being with me, and I was really nobody, man. But it comes from, like my boy says, being just humble. And once he got to know me, he's like, man, I could go play with all these guys. Because I'll be like, what are you doing with me, man? Like, I'm up and coming. Nobody knows who I am. From Coachella. And he's like, you know what? I play with you because of who you are, man. And what you stand for. And
Damn, that hit deep.
And my producer, shout out to Compa Poncho Recio and La Familia Recio. Hey, Little Room, Big Sound Studios over there in Coachella, man. If everybody wants to ever come with us and record, let me know, man. We got the best producers, best musicians, and we'll get you a track.
He sings.
You know what I mean?
He sings.
Yeah, we'll get your track, man. If you ever wanna, we specialize in Mexican music, but we got all the best musicians, man.
Reggaeton.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot, man.
Right, might as well just.
But yeah, well, this is what happened when I got some money and I was gonna record my first album. I hired musicians, right? I was gonna be by myself, and then I needed an accordion player. So my compa Poncho was like, "Hey, you want to get Gerardo Ortiz's accordion player?" And I was like, "Man, sounds expensive." You know what I mean? Like, God damn, you know what I mean? I was like, "Fuck, let me think about it," because I know a lot of people in Coachella. My compa Juan Sanchez, and they're really good too. But he's like, I could get you. He never told me his name. I already had heard about Marito Aguilar, but I never met him personally, right? So. This is funny because my manager said, "Hey, you guys need to go to the Invasión de Corridos, and then you guys gonna be backstage and take pictures and promotional stuff." So we went, and I was with my group, but we'd never had an accordion player. If I needed to play, I'll just get like a private I'll contract somebody, to come. So I had everybody else that we were in the studio with, but I didn't have an accordion player. So we were chilling in the stands after we took pictures with everybody. And I remember I went and bought a shitload of beer because after a certain hour they don't sell beer no more.
Right.
So I went and bought a shitload of beer. And then the guys next to me, little mafiosillos and shit. So they're like, "Hey, man, sell us some beer. Like, you have all these beers." And I was like, "Man, here, just take them." Like, I was already the show was gonna end. Like, "Man, just take them. And then he's like, "You sure?" And he's a big old pack in here. I was like, "No, just take them. Because they're gonna go bad anyways." Like,
right.
I just got a shitload because they were gonna close. So he's like, "Hey, who are you? Like, what do you do?" And we started chopping it up because we were sitting next to each other. And he said, I said, "Oh, it's my group, man," because we were dressed like all the same.
All the same.
And he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And we started looking on YouTube. And he's like, "Hey, you guys want to come to my house and play? Like, how much you guys charge?" And I was like, whatever, how this much an hour. He's like, "All right, you guys want to go South Central?" And we were like, Universal Studios.
Right.
So I was like, "You want to come follow me or give me your number?" And I was like, "You know what, man? I'll try to buy some time so I could call somebody to come play." Because I knew musicians in LA. And he's like, "Don't worry about it." He's like, I told him, my accordion player doesn't answer. I was kind of stalling. Yeah. He's like, "Don't worry, I got somebody." But keep in mind, the guy from the studio tried to link me up with somebody already, right? Yeah. So we go and play. We're waiting for this accordion player, and guess who it is, man? It's Marito.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Just how life works, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we jam out. We jam out all night, man, till like 10 in the morning. We're jamming. I remember I couldn't even talk no more. And the guys, "I don't care, just hum it. Like, hum it." I'm like,
that's hell of a party.
He's just like, "Keep going." Hum it. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but it sounds good as fuck, you know what I mean? So we're just fucking playing. Hey,
man.
So I told him, "Hey, I never got his name." So I was like, and he's like, "Let me get your number." Like, so whenever we're in LA, whatever, we need a musician, whatever, you know what I mean? So I called him the next day. And I was like, I told the group, "What do you guys want to do? Because we need a accordion guy. Like, who do you guys want to?" "Hey, well, get that guy. Right. The guy from the other day." So I was like, "Well, let me call him, see if he's down." And he said, yeah, I'll charge you this much per song. I was like, "Can you come to Coachella?" He's like, "Well, if you come pick me up, like, shoot it." So we come pick him up, and we roll up in the studio, and Poncho's like, hey, you got the guy from Marito, from Gerardo Ortiz, accordion player. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the guy told you. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, this is the guy. And I was like, what's your name? He's like, oh, my name's Marito. I was like, no shit.
Wow.
So that's how that worked out, man. Yeah,
How'd you feel right there and then?
Then I was kind of shocked at the same time because I was a fan, but I didn't know his face. I never seen the guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Social media wasn't that great back in the day yet.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, man, how come you never say, well, you guys never asked who I was, you know what I mean? So we cut the album with him, and
That's crazy.
you know, we just became really good friends, and to this day, we're really close friends.
Man, shout out to him because like he was very humble just to like, hey, I just want to jam.
And then people would always be like, why are you playing with these guys? Like, they're no name. We're coming up, doing a bunch of promotional gigs. And he would have never miss a day, man. If I needed him, he was there, man. And so that's just a good friendship. Friendship, man.
Yeah, man. That's
so if you go on our Gente de Alto Nivel on YouTube, you'll see him in all the videos, man. Yeah.
damn, man.
So we're trying to get him out here on Cafecito or out there to Coachella for an interview because he just started his group called La Atracción de Marito Aguilar. So you guys check him out, man, and show him some love, man. He's a very talented musician, man, and he's just a real good dude. And he's known, man. You'll see him in videos with El Yaqui, with Flaco over there in Mazatlan, and then you know what I mean. So he's behind a lot of the famous people, man. Yeah.
Está bien, man. That's a fun story right there, man. You know what I mean? It's just like the stars aligned.
Yeah,
you know, and
crazy.
it's just like it was meant to be. It was it was in your path.
Yep. And that's kind of like the bittersweet thing of right at our kind of our ascension, I guess, and then the past catches up to you, and then bam, you know what I mean. Next thing you know, you can't really follow through with your dream. It was like so close, and we were everywhere. Man, I'm talking about Mexico, and we're in the radio. We're in different states, and just that one mistake, and there you go. You know what I mean? Things get flipped. Yeah. But again, I don't really take it too bad. The worst thing was losing my dad when I was there for my family. You know what I mean? That was the hardest thing. Other than that, like I said, to me, it was like, it is what it is. I'm gonna just take it like a man, whatever. It is what it is. But when that happens, and then you're not able to be there for your family, that was like the worst thing. That was the turning point when I was away. It was I said I really felt bad. You know what I mean? Like I was like, damn, I can't be there for my mom, can't be there for my brothers and sisters, for my family, and that's what made me who I am really today, man.
That's kind of what I want to ask too, because I did notice that your dad had passed. How long has it been? How old were you?
Man, I think this happened, 2016, man. 2016. Yeah. Man, so I still had like 3 years left after that, and it was hard, man. That made it hell, man. And, but again, there's a reason why things happen, and that's where the mentality comes from now, man. After that day when I got that phone call, and I was like, man, it was crazy, man. It was hard to deal with, but at the same time, it's life, man. It happens to everybody, man, and we're all gonna go down that path. And you could either let it break you, and my wife sees me break down, but how I don't like to think I'm too macho, man. It is what it is. We all have feelings, right? But like I tell her, I don't want that pain to go away because that's what keeps me striving for more,
right?
And I deserve it, And my mom tells me, mijo, you can't do nothing about it. You weren't there, but it is what it is. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna. I don't ever want to get over it because that's what keeps me wanting more and keeps me responsible and keeps me wanting to be a better dad, keep me a better husband, better son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep me going to school and trying to not just change my life, change as many people, help, because you can't change people, but you could help them change, or you could help them and show them a better road, And so that's where that comes from, man. It's that day that happened with my dad.
Gotcha. Now on the subject of family, how many kids?
Well, I got a stepdaughter and a 1-year-old son. Yeah.
Nice, man.
How's the 1-year-old driving you right
now? Oh man, he's on that savage stuff, man. He I don't know what he says, but he's jamming. He's jamming up and down the house. But it's a blessing. I named them after my dad. I named them Emilio after my dad and my brother.
That's beautiful, man.
And I just gotta, we keep that blood, the Rios blood going.
Right.
And I know my dad's out there looking out for us, man. And you could just feel it, man. That things are a lot better for me now, man. So, but we also work really hard, man. We work really hard. Me and my wife, we work really hard, man. We really don't have a lot of time to do stuff, man. We're always working on something. Like we're involved in so many things. But a lot of people say that, why do you guys do so much? And I was like, hey, when you have to eat from different places, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
Right? Some people can eat from just one place and they make enough money. But if you could make it and handle everything, well, that's what we do. So I also started coaching softball.
I was about to ask, how do you find the time to do all that?
Right.
That is like...
He's been cloned. He's not really here.
Damn, man. And I never thought... Like, I was a really good ball player growing up. I actually went to the park to take my... To sign up to coach baseball because I want to give back. So I tell my girl, you know what, through baseball, I could mentor these kids, you know. And there was the president of the Coachella League, and shout out to Juan Rodriguez and his family.
Hey.
Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing it. What I was doing, I've been trying to get my daughter to play softball for the longest time, man, and she just wouldn't do it.
Right.
So excuse me, I took her to the park, and he was there. And we were signing up for coaches and. For the league that was going to start, and he somehow scouted her and made her like sign up. So he's like, you know what, you're a little bit too late to be a coach, but you can help me out, or whatever next year, or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. So we're at the park all the time with my daughter, and I started training her on the side, and I don't know what happened, but halfway through the season, I ended up being the coach. So you know what I mean? It happens a lot like that. And it was a blessing in disguise because honestly, those girls, man. They really humbled me a whole lot more, man. And I have a great group of girls, man. Shout out to that Coachella softball, man, and 12U, my lady Arabs. I got a lot of love for them girls, man. And honestly, my girl tells me, like, man, you spend so much time worried about these kids. Like, what about me? Like, And I was like, you know what? These kids are amazing, man. And they're so funny. And they're just, like, we had a rough half of that first season, and we didn't really win too much. This year, we're about 500, we won and we competed a lot, so we flipped it up and we switched it up. So it's just great to live, to get to see them grow, man. Not only like in the game, like as players, but as kids, as they're growing up and teenagers, and to see how their mind's changing and how I'm trying to impact their lives in a positive way. And we also have great parents, man, that make it really easy to be out there and coach. So, yeah, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, but you know what, man? It's worth it, man. I'm having so much fun. I feel like a little kid again, like keep me young. Because I miss playing ball, man. I miss playing ball.
What position did you play?
I played shortstop, second base, center field. I could play anything except pitcher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was pretty good, man. I was scouted by a couple of colleges. And then after I left high school, I went and played at the community college. And that's where I got all these offers from other schools. But like I said, I want to do music. So I was like, man, screw that. I want to do music. Right. And then I always had that void of baseball, man. So the other day, I want to play a men's league tournament. Man, it was fun, but man, I regretted that about 2 hours later. Yeah, everything hurt, man, and your body's used to reacting because you're a ball player, man. So you're diving without even thinking, like, what am I doing? Like, damn, like I gotta get up. Like I'm all like, girl, you got ibuprofen.
Like, in my mind, I could do it.
Yeah, my body's doing it, but I'm regretting it, man. So but shout out to the Coachella Softball League. Hey, we're looking for coaches. I became the commissioner of the league, and so anybody want to come out and help, anybody want to come play, let me know, man. We got a good thing going over there.
That's dope, bro. Like I really love your drive. Like whatever you throw yourself into, man, it's like 1,000% committed, man.
Full force, man.
You gotta be disciplined, man. That's the way things work, man. If you're disciplined, you're committed, man. You make things happen, man.
I think for us, also, we're always on the go. And we're always doing stuff, and we're busy, and sometimes, me da ansias when I'm at the house, and like,
because you have nothing to do.
There's like nothing to do, and it's just like,
tell me about it.
And we're watching a movie, and it's like, I don't want to be sitting here. I need to do something, because it's constant go.
That's the grind, though, man. That's the grind. And that's the beauty of it, though. It's the journey. Like people seem to overlook the journey, man. It's the way to where you want to go. All that you're gonna go through. That's what's important, man. That's all the lessons that are getting learned are right there, man. As you're working and grinding, and it's hard, and you don't want to do it because it's hard, and you think you're failing, and you want to quit. But you know what, man? That's the best part, man. That's where everything comes from. All the experience, all the knowledge and wisdom. That's where it comes from.
That's
man.
dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of best parts, why don't we bring along your wife to the pictures? Give us a shout out. She gave us a shout out, man.
Yeah, we gotta bring her up in here, man. Like I said, I travel with my family now, man. I keep my circle very small, man. I learned the hard way, man. It takes a lot to say. Like, I think like friendship gets passed around too easily now. Everybody thinks you meet somebody, think they're your friends, but it's not till something happens that you know who your friends are, man. And like me, I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way, man. So now, like I said, I keep it with my family and especially her family. They've been really cool with us, man.
Salud.
Salud.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. You know, and I think that's what keeps us going. Also, you know, is our family.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just
what it's
that's who we do it for. You know. Yeah, and it's just like same here, man. You know, when I was young and dumb. You know. It's just like I was in LA, you know,
right?
Chasing that chasing that music dream, you know, and it's just like, yeah. I ended up in studio sessions and I was just like, I need to get out of here, you know, because it's just like, some shit is about to go down, you know, so.
Yeah.
Fill
us up. And we got that Cocina de Leslie mix, guys. You guys got to try this, man. Hit my girl up for that. At Cocina de Leslie on Instagram.
Hell yeah!
And we got that good food too, man. So we're gonna take you guys out there one of these days.
We got that.
When we got that good food going, man. She be cooking and putting it down, man.
So. And on your platform, is it everything Compa JJ?
It's el.compa JJ or JJ. On Facebook, it's just JJ. On Instagram, it's el compa JJ.
And then also, if you want to listen to his music on all the platforms,
Compa JJ's on all the platforms.
Yeah.
That was a
and you won't regret it at all, man.
Check us out, man. I hope you guys like
his music, man. He's very talented. Yeah, man. I was bumping your shit all day, man.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
I got my boy Marito on there on all the accordion tracks. He's on there. And, you could just tell the way he plays. And,
even my coworkers were like, who's this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it was just like, we're gonna interview him today. And they're like, oh yeah, on the podcast.
Shout out to all your coworkers, man. Yeah, man. Time it up, man.
Yeah, so but yeah, man. So yeah, I think you got some new listeners, bro.
Oh, hopefully,
you know
man.
I mean?
Thank you, man. That's what it's about.
That's what it's about, man.
I hope my wife lets me come out and play, man.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
That's how we do it.
Aquí en el Little Five in Brawley, bro.
No, se invita sola.
Ya pasamos por ahí. We know where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when
I already pinned the location.
my boy tells me, hey, we'll get you in all the clubs over here. I was like, the clubs? You guys got clubs out here in Raleigh?
DJ Friendsgiving going down November 19th.
November 19th.
But let's do it, man. Like I told my girl, she always told me, hey, this opportunity came out. What are you going to do? And I'm like, I just gotta wait. I don't know, man, to go back to the big stage, and it's not like I'm like overthinking it, but I tell her I think I know when it's right to go back and be in the public eye a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I tell her I'm just gonna keep pushing my music on I do, keep promoting it, and if I feel like some's really like out there in the streets, like really taking off, I said then maybe we'll play in a little something more, but. They do call, man. They do tell me, hey, you won't take this much for this and this much. And I just be like, you know what? I don't want to seem like I just did it for the hell of it. You know what I mean? We want to be the right opportunity and then make sure you capitalize on the right opportunity.
For sure. Yeah. I want to ask, how did you guys meet?
We met in Mecca, man. She's from Mecca. I'm from Mecca.
Nice.
A little town, like
it's like Westmoreland. Don't blink.
It's like a little bit bigger than Westmoreland. You know what I mean? A little bit
way bigger.
Yeah. So she's from the same neighborhood.
Like, did you guys like grow up together, like in the same neighborhood? Like
yeah. She lived a street away from me.
He saw me walking home from school and I was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, it was cracking."
He saw me at Leon's Market buying hot Cheetos.
Yeah, number nine. Shout out to all the people from Mecca, man. And, that's where I grew up, man. And it's a little small town too, man. A bunch of farm workers, and that's where we settled, man. I lived my whole life. So we took off to LA to play, And then, whatever happened was
Uh-oh. Oh,
the
shit.
rearview mirror happened, man.
Yeah.
Sign on to our Patreon to see what happens.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, I'm blessed to have a good girl by your side, man. That's like I said, behind a good man, there's a great woman behind you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So she makes it very easy for me to do what I got to do, and she's always got my back since we got together, man. She's always let me know, you know what, like whatever you want to do. Well, I said music, really, but anything other than that.
You're fucking up.
Nah, she got me, man. We're in the studio. She's there, like recording and letting me. Nah, I don't like that. Like change that. You know what? You can do better. Right. And I'm like, damn, coach. Like, damn. Thank you.
I'm like, you said that word wrong. That's not how you say it.
That's not how you say it. Si no se dice. But you know what? It's to me, it's just like I said, blessing to have a good woman and she gave me a beautiful son, and her family, my family, we're all good, man. We're all cool. And then, like I said, her family comes from music. So it's like, man, what a coincidence, man, to be able to share that with all her uncles.
So she's all thinking, like, I'm definitely not dating a musician. And
That's
what the fuck
exactly
happened?
what I said. I told him, you want to get with me? I go, I'm not going to marry a musician, so you need to decide.
I'm not going to be a groupie.
Yeah. So
Guess what?
let's do a proper introduction. For those that don't know, we were blessed to be on the show MT Radio, interviewed by Cafecito con Leslie. Hey.
Yes.
But prior to that, she has a pretty big social media platform. She has Cocina de Leslie.
Yeah, she does.
And I'm pretty sure like she sells insurance. So we made sure we signed a paper before we started drinking.
Yeah.
So in case anything happened, she's covered.
They interviewed with me, but they didn't know who I was. And I didn't say who I was because I was there doing something else. But
we found out like really like last minute, like because honestly I thought the person that had been messaging me was gonna interview. So I was like, I haven't seen her doing any interviews, and I was like, empty radio. It sounds like empty construction, and I'm like,
I know, man. I gotta give it
I
up.
was like, what? I was like, what's going on here?
I gotta give it up to my boy though, man. He does his homework, G. Man,
Yeah.
he went deep, man. He's like a private investigator.
Yeah. So, but no,
Off the
check this out.
I was like, damn, I didn't
So-
really want to talk about this.
yeah.
So my cousin, because I posted it up on my Snap right when we were there, and my cousin, she goes, are you at MT Studio? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, because her daughter, her name is Layla, right? And she goes, Layla's grandpa. She goes, he's the owner.
Oh.
And I was just like, damn, what a small world.
Yeah.
You know, and she goes, that's cool that you guys are there. She goes, are you guys doing an interview? And I was like, yeah, we're doing an interview. You know, so yeah, but yeah, it's just like I said, it's a small world.
It is.
You know, so
It's such a small world, and you don't realize how small it. It's the the 6 degrees.
6
The
degrees of
6 degrees
separation.
separation.
Yes.
You
He
know?
always
Yeah,
says
I
that.
always say
That's
it,
the
but now
truth.
it just seems like, doing this and then doing music and DJing. Now it's like we're like 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
I know.
Because we don't know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah.
We know somebody.
Yeah,
That
you know?
knows somebody.
Yeah, so-
It was funny we're talking about that because I was chopping up with my brother the other day, and then he's like, I go, you know what? I know somebody that has dinner with the president. He's like, shut up, bro. I'm like, no, for reals.
Yeah.
I'm like, our mentor in the finance industry, her boss, right, Patrick Bet-David. I don't know if you ever heard of Patrick Bet-David. He's the owner of PHP Agency. That's the company we work for.
Oh.
He has dinner with the president. So imagine. And you know what?
It ain't 6.
Wait, which president?
Him,
Him.
him and our mentor are really close, right? Him and our mentors in the music in the finance industry are really close, and we're really close to our mentors. So imagine that. Like if I ever needed a favor,
Right.
like a pardon or something. Hey, you know what? Hey, phone that in real quick.
Right. Got
Phone
you,
that in
bro.
real quick.
Got
Give
you.
me. You know what I mean? Hey, get out of jail free card.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean?
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
but it's crazy how
Why can't it be some sugar?
Hey, it's crazy how you can be connected with the world if you just, you know what I mean, you open your eyes a little bit, keep a little open mind, and that's how that works, man. You know somebody that knows somebody.
Now let me flip the script on you. How did it feel her doing the social media thing too, because obviously as a musician, we know what kind of attention we bring.
Yeah.
So how was it when the tables turned? Like, was it good or was it?
I was like, don't even think you're gonna fucking.
Where you go, I go.
Nah,
To
because
post
she doesn't know.
day.
She doesn't know
I
that.
was like-
She doesn't know that I just started my OnlyFans.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, man, get on there. I'm about to show all that.
Wait for that duo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm bringing sexy back. Like I told my boy, I'm bringing sexy back. Nah, man. Like I said, I like she supports me. I support her, 100%. I know what it is. Sometimes she's asleep and I be on her phone. Like, let me see
Oh my god.
man. Hey, she does it
Él
to
es
me,
el
so.
tóxico. He's
And then I see like, oh, I thought you were my homeboy. You just hit on my girl.
Shit.
But I know what she gets a lot of messages in it.
So he knows it's not the fingerprint, it's the toe print. Cause
Yeah.
he already knows the
pinky
secret.
toe, right?
That's all. Pinky toes.
Man.
I'm
Man,
like,
but,
he is not your friend, boy.
Yeah, but we don't ever compete like that, man. And I'm happy that
That's
she knows
beautiful, man.
that I give her time and she gives me my time, and then we have our together time, just like we're doing now. Like when she goes and does things, I always tell her, that's you. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's Cocina Leslie. Like, she's always told me, come on, let's take advantage of the. And I was like, no, why? That's something that you built. Yeah, I'm back there, but I'm just gonna be the guy in the back helping you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm never gonna try to take your shine. That's
Right.
you. That's you, girl. Like that's your thing.
Right.
Now whatever you do for me, that comes out of your heart. Well, I'm always grateful for that. But I always told her I'm never gonna overstep or because you got more followers, whatever. I'm gonna try to be in there every time I can. That's something that she did for herself, and she deserves the credit, and she deserves everything that comes with it, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you
I'm
definitely.
falling
You
for
did
it. Be careful.
You definitely created
Just
a.
be sending them. I'm gonna be watching
We're
the
gonna
vid.
switch seats,
Hey,
bro.
I'm gonna be looking at those messages you sent. Bro.
I know. Now he's going to be like, he's not my friend either.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. There's just so much that comes with it because, I mean, if they had on fucking ugly girls, and it's not that guys are hitting on me. It's that they're fishing to see who falls for it. And that's what I tell Chewy. Like, it's not that, oh, yes, they're giving you reactions
Right.
and hearts. I go, but you really think, I say thank you. That's my, thing that, even though it's a freaking pedophile-looking motherfucker, like, I don't think that I'm hot shit to not say thank you. Yeah. Like, and that I can see can bother someone, like, as your partner. But I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't know if one day he's going to need food. I can't be rude or delete messages because that has happened, where they just give you reactions and then one day they need my services, So I can't, I mean, obviously, you see, a veces se pasan,
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I know when to draw the line. But I mean, a man or a fan is only is going to get as far as you let them.
True.
And I can see when they take it another route and I just stop responding,
But I know who you are.
Yeah. and I do tell him, when I think it's something weird, I tell him, I'm like, hey, I got this message from this fucking guy. Like, he wants to pay for my pedicures and he wants to see my toes. Like,
No, she'd be like,
shit.
he wants to pay me to watch me eat a hamburger. And I'm like, "Damn. How much does he want to pay?
How much?
How much does he want to pay? You can talk to me about
Subscribe, OnlyFans.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'll get her a fucking superstar right away. How much is this going to cost?
And it's funny because I'm like, do I go for it and make them send me money or do I
Right.
just let it go? Like,
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
weird.
just, and sometimes it is really weird, but but him the same, like we're just very careful. I'm very careful with social media because
She also has my pages linked to her, but
yeah,
to
I
her
do.
phone, but not. I don't have hers on
No,
mine.
no,
so.
it's never gonna happen.
That's kind of unfair, but all of a sudden I see that I lose followers all the time.
We have a fight.
And I was like, wait a minute, I had
We have
1,100, but now I only have 1,099. I was like, hey, how come I'm losing followers? She's like, well, I saw that girl and the way she was dressed, so I am fucking following her. I blocked
Yeah,
her.
no, we have a 5-second rule.
Yeah.
If I see it and I open it, he did it. Hey, she's gone.
She's gone. Oh, she messaged you. She's blocked. I'm like,
There's
damn.
a lot of like little girls on social media, and I was a young girl one time, and I remember fucking messaging Iman back then and all these fucking who I thought was cute.
Oh, you did.
So yeah, no, back then, like you're just trying to be out there. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You're just doing it. So I see these little girls messaging him. They probably think, oh, he's a big old artist. Let me see where I can get. But then I go to their pages and they look like they're 13, 12. Like
Fuck that.
if they look really young, I tell them, look, babe, I'm gonna delete it, but I'm gonna tell you why. You know, like the last thing you need is to fucking get caught up. And it could be feds, you know, they do that a lot
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just delete them. And they're like, hey, how are you? And he'll send them the music. Or I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm going to tell you something and you need to learn real quick. I go, and it's not that I'm being toxic. I'm protecting him, you know.
Yeah.
He's my man. And it's not that I think he's going to go cheat on me. No, like, nada que ver.
Right.
I'm protecting him from what could be. And you see it all the time, you know. And I tell him, you don't think like me. I'm a girl. So, you know, and vice versa. If I think something's wrong, I'm like, hey, you're a man. You know, where's this going? So we
You guys really compliment each other.
we
then.
have to back each other up, you know.
dope.
I tell him the last thing you need is to get caught up with some fucking screenshots of a little girl because you reacted to her, hey, how are you? And then she sends you a fucking nude. Like, that, you don't need that, you know? And
Scandal, huh? Scandal.
Yeah. I tell him it's dangerous, you know, especially him with his background. Like, you need to be very careful. You
Oh
know?
yeah, definitely.
El pinche diablo no duerme, I tell him. I always tell him. I always tell him that. And I'm not jealous at all. Like, I encourage him the best that I can, you know. And if I think he's doing something and I think he could do better, even though he can't take the critic, you can do better. And make it better. Write it again.
So now you know why you got
Do it
deleted,
again.
huh? I didn't delete you guys. Come back,
No, I
come
saw
back
your-
and follow me.
I saw your OnlyFans link and I was like, Charlie, vato. Not today.
I sent him an invite to collaborate.
Yeah. Pinche weenie contest. No,
Oh
thank
my
you.
We gotta
No,
make
you
this
know.
money, man. We gotta get this money. So
It's really
it's all good.
it's really hard to find someone that you're compatible with, you know. Like, we have our history, but he's older than me 8 years, you know, and I'm very wise for my age, you know. And a lot of people have always told me that, you know. And, you know, maybe it's the way that my mom raised us,
Yeah.
but I'm just glad I'm not, like, toxic and have that jealous trip with everything, you know. No. I think we have both been through enough shit in life to know that we're done with it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad everything that already happened to him already happened to him.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's like I
because-
told her because it was at the peak of she didn't even know that I was a musician. So all of a sudden I disappeared and she's like, where you at? Like, what happened? Like, we were talking whatever, a long time ago. And I just knew that I was about to, you know, go on tour and we had signed this thing and I was like, man, you know what comes with that, man? All the groupies and all the, and I was young, man. So I was like, man, I know that it's going to be hard to not, you know what I mean? Like push, you know what I mean? So, and she's like, I didn't even know you were a musician. Like now you're touring all over the world or whatever. So when we started talking again after I was getting separated, she's like, well, I'm getting separated. Well, me too. So then we started talking and I was like, man, it's crazy how it works out because it wouldn't have worked out the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
super
can see
blessed
that.
and I'm glad. Like, I'm super thankful to God that I'm getting the best version of him because I was going to get the worst version of him and I would have stayed. Like, I would have put up with everything, infidelities, fucking anything because I was so young and I would have been young and dumb. So now I'm like, no, you know, life makes you better I mean, not everyone because some people just don't change, but I'm glad that I got the best version of a man that he could be. And I always tell him that.
Give it up for that blue chew.
I think we need a sponsor, man. Because
Partnership.
we've dropped Blue Chew on this show
man.
quite a few times already.
Wow.
I thought it was just bubblegum.
I thought it was just bubble gum.
Go Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
Yeah, no. We definitely do compliment each other, though.
Again. Now, Leslie, how did Cocina de Leslie come about?
I've always liked to cook, you know. I used to always post myself cooking or the videos, and people would see me running around and working, and then I would pick up my daughter, go home, and then I would have like 4 pots going, whatever fit in the stove.
Damn.
And I would be like, oh, aquí están los beans, rice, and making flautas, and then like, and everyone would be like, dude, like, ¿cómo le haces? Like, you're so quick, you're so fast. And then I would post my picture, like the end result. So I just, yeah, you know, before you could record on Instagram, pause, record.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those were my videos. I would pause, record, so I fucking, nobody touch my phone porque se va a borrar.
Yeah. I hear
So
you.
at the end, I would post this whole video, so then you would see the clip, like, the water. Now it's reels, but. So I would always just hashtag Cocina de Leslie. Hashtag my food like that. Like, I didn't sell food, nothing. So then people started to tell me, damn, your food looks so good. Like, you're so young. At that time, I was like 20, 21. So everyone's like, you cook like a señora. Like it just looks bomb. They're like,
That's a compliment, though. That's a
yeah.
compliment. Yeah.
So they're like, I wish my wife cooked. Like, I'm gonna show her your videos, or the girls would be like, oh, how did you do that? Like, can I have the recipe? Can I this? And I would be like, okay, yeah. And I would just shoot it to them. And they were like, oh, thank you. I didn't even think you were going to respond. And back then, Instagram wasn't so big, so my followers were like 125. So then they just kept insisting and questioning, do you sell your food? And I was like, well, no, I have a job. I have a kid. Like, I'm always busy. And so one day I said, fuck it. I'll sell tortillas and salsa. So I just started selling tortillas, and I have pictures. And we lived in apartments back then, but we had big counters, so I would fill up whatever bolitas fit, you know, like 300 bolitas, $4 a dozen, and that's how it started, just tortillas. So only on Fridays, I would sell $4 a dozen. I would sell like 2 dozens, 3 dozens, 4 dozens. But then those customers kept every Friday. They knew, so they're like, "Do you make salsa? Like, will you tortillas and salsa?" So I was like, "Okay, yeah." But I mean, it was so time consuming because it was just me, you know. Right. So then I was like, okay. And then from there, my ex-husband one time said, oh, can you make me burritos for work? And I was like, yeah, how many? 25. Well, he took a fucking order for each guy, different burrito. Oh, so I was like, okay, well, I got to go buy this. I got to go buy that, whatever. So I did it. I made the tortillas, handmade too, you know. And I even struggled because they were so soft. I was like, fuck, they were ripping. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I did them, and he took them. And then he comes back with them. And I was like, why? What happened? Oh, I was embarrassed to give it to them. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? I got up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I did all this, and you're embarrassed? I was like, you're the one that took the orders. Well, long story short, I fucking got in my car, and I started to going to the little shops, like, hey, comprar un burrito. Ya todos fríos, todos paseados. And some people would look at me like, dude, you look like fucking weird, like a crackhead, you know? Like selling burritos out of your car. And I was just like, no, okay, next.
It's normal now.
Yeah.
So they kind of, hey, come over, and I was like, well, what's up? Like, what you got?
No, I
think, got tamales.
You know, it was very frustrating. I was very frustrated at that time. I know I look crazy because I was like, you know, you could see the desperation on my face, you know, and the disappointment that he had brought them back to me because he was embarrassed. So I was by myself, you know, going to these shops. I didn't even know where there was shops because, I was fucking 20 years old. And I didn't sell them all. I probably sold like 5 or 6 because they probably felt bad for me. So I threw them away. And I was just like, what the fuck just happened, you know? So then it took him a long time. Like, he was always embarrassed. It took him a long time to accept that I would sell food. So then I started selling pozole. Pozole was like the biggest thing that I started selling. And people loved it. So then I started selling breakfast burritos before I would go to work. So I would put my menu. Wow. And they were like $4, but they were these big-ass burritos like papa con chorizo and beans. So then I would go deliver on my way to work, so to get to work by 8. Wow. So I would go hit up all these schools or whoever ordered. And so, yeah, me hacía mi dinerito, you know. And it wasn't even a lot. It was just like, I was like, okay, I can do this. And then that's just how it started. It took off. And to this day, you know, gracias a Dios, people now, and then it became catering. Like, do you do food for parties? Wow. And I was like, well, why not? You know? And they're like, oh, okay, well, I have a wedding coming up, you know, how much would it be? And at the beginning, dude, I wouldn't even make profit because I didn't even know what to charge. Like, I remember one of the biggest parties I did was for a DJ and his family, and it was for 100 people. I fucking charged like, oh my God, I want to say $500. But I spent more money, you know? Yeah. And then I was like, did they just fucking take advantage of me? Like, I was just like, oh my God, what happened? So then I was like, oh shit, like I need to charge more. Like I was doing so much, like even setting up a buffet, I bought chafing dishes. Like I was doing so much. Yeah. So I was busy. Hours were free, everything. And everyone was booking me because I was so inexpensive. And then I was like, dude, like, fuck, ya me duele todo. Like, I need to step it up a notch. Right. So then I started charging more, but because I charged so cheap and I was so humble about it, everyone tasted my food. Oh, everyone got to taste my food, you know. I didn't even think of that till right now that I'm talking, you know, like so many people tasted my food.
So they knew that.
So then I almost tripled my prices, like from fucking 0 to 100. I went from charging $300 for 50 people to charging $700.
Mm-hmm. That's about right.
Nobody questioned it.
Right.
Nobody questioned it. You know, and I was like, they would just pay. There are people that don't even ask me how much I charge. They're like, I need you for next year or 2 years this date.
Now I gotta ask, like, is it like the mechanic syndrome where you work on everyone's car except your own? Does she still cook at home? Or are you best friends with Jack in the Box? No,
I went up like 25 pounds quick, man. Quick. That boy.
He
lo
loves-
quiere, sí lo quiere.
Yeah, she be getting down, man. She be getting down.
He
for
loves
sure.
to eat
That's
out,
what's
but
up.
I love to cook. I'll be like, no, yeah, hay frijoles. And
Yeah,
he's not,
matter of fact,
he-
yesterday we had a little competition with the softball team, and they're like, "Well, what are we gonna win, coach?" Because I divided the team. I said, you guys are gonna compete against each other." She said, "What are we gonna win?" Because I was giving Starbucks or something. I was like, let me think about something. I go, "How about some cocina de Leslie?" Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, man. So now I will have the team some food.
It's
over
really
here.
neat, you know. It's really neat because a lot of people do respect me, and sometimes I could be very wild, you know. I say a lot of bad words, and before I used to drink a lot, and now I really don't. I was sober for like 5 years because I was really sick and I was depressed, but now I'm barely getting into it, you know, drinking a beer or two, that's it.
Ya
But
la hice borracha otra vez.
yeah, I know everyone says
turned
probably,
out,
you know,
she
me
turned
está
out,
echando a
huh?
perder. But everyone watched my daughter, you know, Cocina de Leslie has been on Instagram for almost 8 years. So they watched my daughter from being so little, you know, and now she's 12. And everyone's like, dude, I've been following, and I get these long messages from people like, I've been following you since your daughter was 2. Like, you lived in Texas, and I started following you. I don't know how I came across your page. Like, I have people from New York, everywhere,
That's
that they follow
dope.
me.
It's crazy because when I started following from the podcast and then on my page también, I was like, it says you have 40 mutual followers, and I'm like, God damn! I was like, what? The?
Yeah, how do I never met her on?
Yeah, and I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was just like, damn, you know, and like I said, but we were meant to cross paths.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Law of
Yeah.
attraction,
Yeah.
man. So
And,
I'm telling
it's
you,
just,
man.
it's so beautiful to
Because
get
of her, we
so
connected,
many,
right? Yeah, that's just
so
how
many
it is.
beautiful messages from people, you know. I posted a reel one time, and I put, if I inspire you in any way, I really hope that it's in a positive way, you know, because I don't throw any negative crap to the universe. And that's all I always tell people, you know, if you choose me as an inspiration and as an influencer, please let it be in a positive way, you know. And that's just my thing, you know.
Like, honestly, like, I did dig a little deep, I guess you could say, but I felt like so grateful as, you know, for us to be on the podcast, to be over there, that, like, I wanted to get to know Leslie a little bit better. When we're there, first thing, like, she told us, like, my husband, I love that, you know. She's like, my husband is a Dodger fan and a Raider fan. So I was like, man, the fact that, you know, she put that energy out there. And I was like, all right. So then I checked out the page. I saw you guys were together. And then I was like, holy shit, he's a musician? And then I was just like, all right, so I'm going to check it out, check out his music. And I was like, fuck, this is popping. Like, it's pretty good. And then just like, I really got to know this guy. I want to get to know him. Extended an invitation, but honestly, I wasn't expecting anything back at all or right away. It's just,
Now,
you know,
she told me,
we're grateful,
hey,
man.
those guys are hella cool. And then, you know, because we've been trying to do a little podcast too. So I'm always looking to see what people are doing. And I was like, so I look them up. And I was like, well, I had never heard of it, but I looked it up and I started looking on YouTube. And
I was like, hey, well,
so
they
then
said
he
they
hit
said
me
they're
up
fucking
after.
hungry.
Though.
I don't know.
I didn't know he was going to hit me up. So once he hit me up, I was like, yeah, for sure, man. Whatever,
that's
whatever,
dope,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But first of all, saludos hasta San Luis Río Colorado, Sonora, people tuning in, and San Luis, Arizona, and Las Vegas, man. Las Vegas in the house too, man.
Nice,
so,
man,
Compa
yeah.
JJ, man, and the Last Dope Podcast, and Cocina Leslie in the house today.
Yeah. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Is that mix right there?
Right.
Thanks, bro.
Is that mix, bro?
But anyways, man, you know, when you added us, okay, that's there. I got it back. I got my train of thought back. But anyways, back to what I was saying.
It's the age. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, the age catches up with you. But first thing you did, man, when you started following us on the podcast, first thing you did was share J Rox's interview. You shared that reel, and because I mean, I'm in charge of the social media side, right?
All right.
And I was just like, the same thing. I was like, man, this is a humble ass dude.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just like, just to go, you know, man, we can't get people to share shit here, man. You know, and it's just like, and you just started following us, followed you back, and bam, you just shared it, and then I was just like, so
That's love, man.
So I went through your page, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
gotta respect
I was
the
like, what
hustle,
song
man.
do I want to, you know, I want
Yeah.
to share, because I was listening to, I was like, all of them. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's like, I was like, man, he's really talented. It's like, this guy could sing, you know, and then, you know, he tells, you know, you compose también, and that's, you know, it's just super talented, man. And just like I said, and that's what we're here for, to give platform to people to just come on the show, and like I said, we're here to collaborate, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then you got, first of all, you got to respect the hustle, man. And then second of all, it's like I've always been somebody that we all got to eat. I ain't going to be the one that just eat, or me, vice versa. My girl, a lot of people see us and we only post, certain things you post, always post stuff. And people think, they think they're bougie or whatever. They're too whatever, But once they, like I told you, they get to know us and they're like, oh, man, the whole different vibe. And like I said, we always try to do what we can. She always reposts people's food, even though she's in the food game, right? She could either say, I ain't gonna do that, right? And same with me with my music. I had this very good musician called George. So shout out to my boy George Ramos. Hey. He's one of the best. He's the Marito Aguilar of Bajo Sesto. You know what I mean? He's from Texas. So shout out to all the people from Texas. And I always told him, I ain't gonna hold you guys back because I know you guys are better than what I was doing, and they always stuck it out with me though because again we had a good relationship, but I could have easily been like, you know what, you're with me and he's over there, but I said, you guys need to link up somehow, man, and even if this Alto Nivel or JJ doesn't work out, you guys need to do something together, and they ended up doing when whatever happened to me, they ended up doing it, man, and a lot of people, man, they just get so selfish, man. And they're just, like I said, that they won't put you on, or they won't just do for you for nothing. Like I didn't need you guys to invite me over here to put you on or try to promote your page, man. I wasn't expecting you guys to have me out here, you know what I mean? But again, once I knew you guys were cool, she said you guys were cool. So I was like, man, I'm gonna just share whatever, it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like I know you guys are hustling, and I could relate to the hustle, and so here we are, man. Look what happens. Now we're here chopping it up.
Yeah.
Drinking some Chabela and shit, buzzing and shit.
All mass Chabela.
Cowtown and shit. Cowbell Town. So now, man, that's just, again, people always, they're always going to judge you, but that first assumption is not always the most accurate one, man.
Yeah, so.
Well, we got people connected out here from everywhere, man. So shout out to all the people showing us love, man.
That's
on Facebook and Instagram and, man, hey, man, same thing. The Last Dope podcast right here, man. These guys are hella cool, man. So make sure you guys drop off and show them some love.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate that. And like I said, we're just here to return the favor, man. Return the love, And like I said, our platform, anytime you want to jump on, stop by,
for sure, we're gonna take you guys out there. We'll take you guys out there and then we'll do some food and we'll chop it up and we'll eat some.
He
good
had
food.
me at food.
Yeah.
But man, I heard you guys had concrete out here, man.
Oh,
hey,
fun,
man, that is my guy, man. She like, I can't stand that guy. What do you mean? He's hella funny, man. We tried to catch him.
Follow him.
We tried to catch him at Morongo, and we missed because Morongo's closed, man.
Okay.
And I was sad we couldn't go because it was my cuñada's birthday. So shout out to my cuñada Leo, man. She's the reason why I got into the Corona premieres in the first place. Yeah. That's what we be drinking, the Corona premiere. Yeah. But she's a big fan of Concrete, so we're always sharing videos.
Oh, okay.
Man, that guy's hella funny, man.
And shout out to Concrete, man.
He's one of my favorite comedians. Him and the new kid, that little skinny kid.
Rob Barbosa.
Yeah, Rob Barbosa, man.
Yeah, check out his Netflix special, man. Yeah,
I was just watching it the other day. Yeah, so man, that kid's hella funny. I remember how that thing happened with George Lopez. I thought, man, what a hater, man, because I had George Lopez.
Right.
And I don't know why he did it or whatever happened, because you never know.
Right.
Oh, there's always something behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Maybe it's for publicity or whatever, but, you know what I mean?
He fucked up.
Hey, that kid, man, that kid's funny, man. Oh, yeah. But Concrete, man, I don't know, man. Everything that he puts is hella funny, man.
His skits, man.
So shout out to that boy, man, and he keep doing your thing, man. I mean, anything he puts, I follow him. Anything he puts a little skit or something. Yeah. That's just hella funny when he does that Indian one with the Indio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Damn, man. It's just hella funny.
Peso completo.
Yeah, damn, man.
I saw that one.
Oh, man.
God, I started busting up when I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers one.
Oh, yeah. He gets his hair.
Yeah, it's like, man. So I didn't even know. She's like, hey, guess what? They had your boy on there, the one you're always looking at. I was like, no way, let me see. And I went on YouTube and saw the lows.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That was crazy. Well, he came out here or what?
Yeah, he was here. They had a show here at actually 805 here in Brawley.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
So he was sitting around up in here.
He was sitting up here. Him, Jay Valentino.
Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia, the comedian, the man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I was like, "Are you sure it was the same guy?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Let me go check." And then I saw it today.
Okay.
That little clip you guys put up, and I was like, "Damn."
Yeah,
man.
the full interview's on it también.
Man, that's what's up.
It's
I
a
was
trip
like,
because like Jerry Garcia has an HBO special, and then we also had
well, Barbosa has one, and then he has one on Netflix, a new one.
Yeah.
El Sepúlveda. Jesus,
Yeah.
right?
Jesus
Also
Sepúlveda.
has. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first name.
How'd you guys link up with those guys?
This guy right here.
Yeah,
This
man.
guy.
It's funny because before Concrete even blew up, right? I had started following him, and he was, I didn't even know that he did music, right? So I started following him, and I was just like, oh shit, and he was on a live, right, on Facebook, and I jumped on his live, and we started talking back and forth, and he's like, yeah, man, he's like, he goes, I do videography, and I'm starting to get into doing these skits and stuff, and I was like, that's dope. I said, it'd be dope to get you on our podcast. And
Next thing you
and he was like, yeah. He goes, that'd be cool. And then we go and we meet him in El Centro because he's shooting J-Rox's music video with MC Magic. So they're shooting the video out there, and so we hit up. Shout out to Freddie. J-Rox's dad. He's like, come through the video shoot, and we're like, all right. So we went and chopped it up with Concrete. And we exchanged numbers, and he was like, "Yeah, he's gonna just hit me up,
Damn,
And then
that's what's up.
And he does that because I feel awkward asking people for their numbers.
I
honestly
sometimes
till this
I do,
day,
like,
I've always
I don't want to
felt
feel like a groupie.
Yeah, he gets it.
But at the same time, it's like
That's why we compliment each other.
Yeah. Oh, good kids. It's like
So when you said partner,
the same time,
what did you mean?
No, like cowboy partner. What are you talking about?
Brokeback Mountain, calm down.
Calm down.
Quítate el sombrero.
TMI, bro.
Well, let me tell you, when
I
you see an
know.
opportunity, you need to jump on it. You can't always
Pause.
wait for this rato, right?
Wait. What are we talking about still?
We're talking about Concrete, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, man, and we just exchanged numbers. He's like, yeah, just hit me up. And I chopped it up with him like probably a few months later, and he was just like, we're trying to get him to do a benefit show out here, but he was already booked, but he was down, right? And then so finally they were going to have him here at 8:05. So I hit him about a week before. I go, hey, man, it's Jay Steezy, bro. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, what's up? I go, hey, you guys are going to be coming through. It'd be dope to get you on the podcast then. Get you, get Jerry, get everybody up on here. Jay Valentino, let's do it. And he's like, yeah, he goes, I'm going to hit you up. And so, sure enough, man, he just hit me up. He's like, hey, we're down here. I was like, cool, let's set it up.
Yeah.
I'm at the front door.
And she's not telling me, guess what? The guy, I was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, look at the little. I started looking, I was like, damn.
He's like a little bow tie.
That's what's up. Yeah. Hey, that guy's hella funny, man. And shout out to
No fucks
Concrete,
given.
man.
Yeah.
You better be bumping Compa JJ, man.
Yeah.
Damn, shout out to that guy, man.
And then, it was funny because I never put it together because, the California, the rappers, well, he did a Dodger anthem with them, right? And the first time I heard it, that's what I was telling him. I had told him on the interview, I was like, bro, I go, you straight sounded like Game.
Damn.
Right? And I was just like, and then I looked at the video and I was like, oh shit. I was like, who's this guy? And then I put it together. I was like, oh shit, this is Concrete. This is, this is a guy just doing comedy, and he's like, shit, he used to rap. Yeah. So it's just crazy, man, how everything plays out.
Yeah, man. I said, it's all about the grind and the hustle. If you wouldn't be doing this, that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? So you got to put yourself in a position to win, man. And that's why I tell you, it may not work out. Whatever we do, it may not work out. Or like people always criticize me, oh, he's still trying to be famous. Man, I've been up in that road already, man. I've been, and it's not about that, man. It's just about you doing what you love to do, man, or doing what you want to do.
That's funny because it's my wife still tells me that, man. She goes, you still want to be famous, and it's just like, you know what?
Yeah, man.
And it's just like I was like, if it comes with it, it comes with it. I said, but you know what? At the end of the day, we love doing this.
Having fun? Yeah,
we're having fun. We love doing it.
And that's exactly what I tell people. She knows that I don't like to fight, but like if you mess with me, I might, because I'm more like a revenge guy. I've always been. I try to change that, but I don't mess with people. That's why. That's what bothers me when people mess with me because I don't mess with nobody. Like I said, I always try to put people on, make sure everybody eats. So, I tell her, like something that really stuck with me after my dad died was like, you could be part of my happiness, but you're not gonna be the reason that I'm unhappy. I'm not gonna give that to nobody.
Beautiful.
And I don't give that to my wife or to my son, to my daughter, nobody, because that's me.
Right.
You know, I hold the key to my happiness, and I ain't gonna let nobody mess that up. So yeah, she's part of my happiness, and my family's part of my happiness, but I control that, and it's gonna be in my control. So like if I distance myself from people, it's just because, you know what, it's just not meant to. It's not working. It's not flowing. There's nothing there for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mean it to be like oh, he's stuck up, or he thinks he's too good for people. But nah, man. At the end of the day, it's all balance.
Yeah.
You could be selfish a little bit, man. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay to be a little bit selfish. But you know, you also know when there's a time to give. There's a time to be selfish. There's a time to do for yourself, and there's a time to do for others, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you got. It's just all balance, man.
Self-care.
That's what it is to me, man. It's all balance, man.
And how'd you end up on MC Radio? How did that all come about?
I told you they interviewed me that week before.
That's it, just like that.
But they interviewed you for the Cocina con Leslie, or
They did both the same week. They did the Asegúrate con Leslie for the life insurance, and then they did. Well, I walked in there. Because we just bought a house, so we were looking for a contractor because we needed them to sign off some repairs. So I called MT Construction because they were the only ones that kept popping up on Google. And then I told the girl,
we had to bust a mission in our house.
yeah,
man.
so I called, I was
Damn,
like,
every
just
time
calling
you can think of
everywhere.
that pull to the
And I called, and the girl that answered said, well, what you're asking for doesn't make sense. I said, I know, but that doesn't make sense to me either, but that's what they're asking for. We need a contractor that's licensed, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, I don't know. So then Diana texted me, and she said, oh, they can go on Thursday. But by this time, we had already resolved the issue.
shout out to Diana.
But I never answered her text message.
Oh,
I never answered her text message. So then
left
one
her
day,
on red.
yes. I mean,
But that's how you get their attention. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. So then one day I was at the office, and then I was driving back home, but I was already all suited and booted. So I was like, I'm gonna go to all these businesses, just to market my business for life insurance. And then right next to her is a friend that has an auto shop. So I walked in there first, and he's like, Leslie, where were you? My dad died yesterday. He didn't have life insurance, and this is the things that we don't think about, and it sucks. Like, I'm on my way to Forest Lawn, and I'm like, dude, that's gonna be like $30,000. He goes, yeah, I know, and I know people have the money, but it's like when it comes down to a funeral, you're like, damn, do I waste my money on that because it's gonna go to nothing? Or do I just, the minimum?
Right.
So then I gave them flyers, and then I was like, MT Radio's right there. But MT Construction, I was like, shit, I'm going to go apologize for never texting her back. This was like a week later. So I walked in there, and I was like, oh, I'm looking for Denise. And she's like, we don't have a Denise. Diana. I fucking had the wrong name, too.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, oh, Diana, I'm sorry. I go, I called you guys last week about an inspection that we needed a sign off on. She goes, oh, yeah. So then she looks at the owner, and he's like, oh, this is the girl I was telling you about that called. I go, I just came to apologize in person because I never texted you back. Like, I'm sorry, but we resolved the issue. And she's like, oh, okay. I go, but I'm here because I'm just leaving some flyers. If you guys ever need anything, let me know. So then she's like, why don't you come on our show? And I was like, oh. She goes, yeah, you can come talk about life insurance. I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I go, oh, I also do catering, I go, but just, and I told her straight out, I was like, whoever's going to interview me for the life insurance, I need to know what they're talking about. They need to be professional. Right. Like, I don't want a shitty-ass interview. I told her I've been interviewed in the past, and it's been really bad. I go, so I'm going to ask you for that. Whoever interviews me, please let them know their shit. And she was like, okay. I go, for the food, honestly, I don't care because it's different. I go, but life insurance is something very serious, and I need them to ask serious questions. She's like, okay. So then she texted me that same day, and she had already booked the interviews, and I was like, oh, shit, they're like next week. So I said, okay. So I went, I did one, and then a couple of days later was the other one. So then when I left the first one, I was just like, if they do this shit, I can do this shit. I was just like,
bam,
and
now we're here.
So before I started the second interview, I was chopping it up with a reception. I was like, hey, who runs this radio? She's like, oh, Diana. I said, okay. I was like, do you think I could talk to her after my interview? She goes, yeah, why? I was like, I used to have this show on Instagram called Cafecito con Leslie, and a lot of people would hop on, It was like not even a podcast. I would just go live.
Right.
So he was there sometimes. My sister would show up in the middle of nowhere. I used to have a dog, but people loved it, but it was at 6 in the morning.
Okay.
So she goes, oh, that sounds really fun. Like, yeah, we need more people to come on and do stuff. Like the radio's like, not all that, but, you know, we need more people that are willing to do stuff. I said, okay, well, I'll talk to her after. So they did the interview. And then I was like, Dana, can I talk to you? She goes, yeah. So then we just started talking. She's like, dude, that would be great. Like, when can you start? And I was like, oh, well, it was Friday. So I was like, I could come on Monday. She's like, okay. So she added me to the calendar. And she's like, when you come on Monday, we'll take out the contracts and, you know, I'll explain to you.
Damn, that's dope.
So I was like, okay. So I started. And then you guys, she's like, she texted me Tuesday after my second show. She's like, hey, are you open to going to red carpets? I said, yeah, or like press conferences. I said, yeah. I was like, baby, you want to go to a press conference on Thursday for El Fantasma?
Like, hell yeah, let's go.
Oh, dude.
And she goes, okay.
Mi 45. All
So
right,
I was
hell yeah,
like,
let's
can
go.
I take my husband? And she goes, yeah, well, he could be recording you. I just need his name, you know, to put him on the list. Well, we didn't end up going because I had 4 interviews that she scheduled me. So I said, Diana,
I know. Let me vestido y alborotado.
so no, I told her, but who's going to cover the interviews that I have on the calendar for you that you asked me to cover? And she's like, oh, that's true. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Like, we already know El Fantasma. We've already met him, and I've already cooked for him. I go, so we'll go next time. Like, I don't want to leave you hanging for these 4 interviews that you have on calendar.
It was our fault, fool.
You ruined El Fantasma.
Oh, yeah, you did ruin
Oh,
everything.
you did ruin it.
I was already getting my
Hey.
questions. I was already getting my questions ready to ask and everything. 'Cause
Yeah,
I said,
so-
you guys could go out there and ask questions. Like, you're going to be part of the press conference. I was like, hell yeah. let's
Yeah.
Hey, wait. They could have took us with them.
Damn.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm
I'm just
saying.
kidding.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
I
where-
A la otra, a la otra.
That's where it started. That's where it started.
I just told her straight out, you know what? I already know who he is. Like, when it comes to famous people, I guess because we grew up around that scene, I don't get excited, you know?
Right.
Like, he gets more excited because he just loves music.
Right.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me cover these 4 interviews because I'm very big on responsibility. And if you already have to do something and you committed, I'm going to do it.
Gotcha.
So she's like, okay, Leslie, there will be more press conferences. I said, yeah, that's fine, dude. I don't care. So then that's how I ended up meeting you guys, though. See, had I gone to the press conference, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
So it was just
It's a
just
trip.
that.
Because we did take a minute to respond too.
Yeah,
Because I have been
Yeah.
checking out the show and I'm like, shit, it's all in Spanish?
Okay, well,
Pocho, right?
I did yours in English.
Yeah.
I
And
was
then
like-
that day, she's like, Leslie, you need to stick to Spanish. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I told her.
Damn, we got you in trouble, fool.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So then
I
it was
thought
really-
that's kind of whack because
she's
hey,
like, unless they don't speak Spanish and it's only English.
it's always better to do both.
She goes,
man.
we
This is
run
for the
an
raza.
only Spanish show, radio. And I didn't realize that either. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes, I'll do all Spanish. And then I was like, oh, shit. She goes, yeah, if they don't speak Spanish at all, it's fine. Like, she goes, but really try to stick to Spanish because that's what we have. That's what we are.
And I kind of figured that like at the end because I was like, let's just hope we run up the numbers and it's okay after that, you know? I
Yeah,
was like,
so then, I was like, pues ya pasó, ya que, you know?
right.
But that's how I ended up just on there.
Damn, so we might be the only English interview on there.
Probably.
You know, it's good, man.
Hey.
It's okay. We Spanglish a little bit.
Right.
Hey,
Pero-
but esa es la moda ahorita, man.
Yeah.
You get on that Shaboy show and all that, it's always mixed.
Pero no
'Cause
me
it's for the
agüito.
raza, you know?
Eh.
It's for the raza, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I told her, man, don't trip, you know. But I told her, be careful because at the end of the day, they asked her to come on the show. They asked her to go.
Right,
So I was like, you know, is it convenient for you? Is it, you know, what really are you gonna do? Because we were already planning to do it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Well, picture me like getting the DM, like, would you be interested in getting interviewed? And I'm like,
That's what I do.
no, but the thing is because
I
I don't
do.
know, like, I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Like, we're mutual friends because obviously DJs, we have
Right.
a lot of, we don't know everybody, but everybody knows us. It's weird how that
okay.
works.
Yeah.
But like getting the message, I'm like, interview, like, did I
Yeah, you hit
apply-
me, and then you hit me up right
I was
afterwards.
like, did
and
I,
was
did
just
I
like,
apply for something? I was like, wait a minute. Maybe she's in the
How
podcast.
much does it pay?
May-
¿Qué dijo?
Yeah,
How much does it
yeah.
pay?
Maybe she sees the podcast. It's like, no, she doesn't follow the podcast. But I don't know. I was like, it was just kind of weird. It's just kind of like,
I know. She's like.
it sounded like a setup. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh shit, we're going to jail.
I got to cross the checkpoint
told
for
me.
this.
kind of threw us off.
Oh,
like,
speaking of
yeah.
checkpoint, how did that go for us?
Oh man,
On the way over there?
on the way over there. Yeah.
Jeez, I gotta pass that right now.
He just got nervous looking at me like, don't say nothing stupid. I was
Yeah.
like,
Hey, I was sitting here like,
Yeah.
What, U.S. citizen?
And it's because well, my son, he's half white, right? So, and he looks güerito. So every time we go, and we're going to LA to see family or whatever, I roll down the back window right away, and they look at him. They're like
He doesn't belong
yeah,
here.
they're
U.S. citizen.
right? And it's just like, oh, you guys could go. Pero esta vez, dos pinches mexicanos sentados enfrente, it's just like, damn. This is like,
We got 2 fucking beaners at 12 o'clock.
I said, there's a weird combination.
like-
There's a weird combination. We got a white kid in the back and 2 beaters.
right? But then it was just like, and when I was looking at him, I was like, damn. I go, you have a fucking bigger nopal than I do, cabrón. You know,
Because they're like, we look hella suspicious.
yeah, it was just like, damn. Pero yeah, no, they asked us a shitload of questions.
No, but you know you could just get away with saying U.S. citizen.
And where you headed.
You know,
and-
hey, you ever seen those TikToks of that kid that talks shit to the miras? Or no? That kid that's always like, well, I don't have to tell you nothing.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I'm always tempted to do that when I pass me, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna get
I just didn't want his car all
Yeah,
messed up.
I don't
I
want
was
to
just
get in
like,
trouble.
so I had to think about it. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I was like, is that
I was
really
like,
real? I was like, I don't have to tell you nothing. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm in America.
Yeah.
And it makes a big old pill about it. But I was like, nah, just whatever. I'm a US citizen, whatever.
Nah, man, if you learn the laws, there's a lot of shit there.
Yeah.
You have more rights than them.
Yeah, well, they don't even, we don't even know these things.
Yeah.
What was the trip is that I learned later on in life that like teachers, doctors, a lot of these people have to like continue with school.
Yeah.
Officers don't. Once they pass
Once
that
you pass
bar,
the academy,
That's it.
that's it. So
I mean,
a lot of laws change, and sometimes they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
they don't
It's
keep
crazy
up.
how they abuse that power, though, man. And then people are starting to expose them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You see all these videos, like on TikTok and all that stuff, exposing these people, man.
Hey, I
They're-
know you
their
guys saw that
power-
white cop going with that blagger in the back of the car. It was all over TikTok. I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the one right here. Like I seen that shit. Oh, I'm just kidding. Trying to
No,
start
I don't
shit.
know where
Start
it was.
shit.
I don't know where it was, but there's all kinds of people around, and he just
Yeah.
goes in there.
I think it was.
Yeah, you know,
kissing
and
her
it's,
and
there's that
rubbing
other
on
guy.
her.
He's an activist. I mean, you know, he supports our street vendors.
Yeah.
He's from LA, and you know, what I mean, it's just like the way it sucks. The way that it's like you see these sheriffs, and you know, it's our raza that's doing it to our own
It's
people.
always-
Man,
It's always
speaking
a
about that, man,
Mexican,
we were at softball practice the other day, and there's a elotero right there, G, and the little park ranger, not even cops, they're like city workers, man.
Code enforcement.
And they don't repo this elote, man. They took it away and they threw it away, man.
And he's
it's
a
like-
boxer that
yeah, and
boxes
he's just
at
a little
little
kid that.
boxing club, so
There's
he's
also
trying
a
to make
boxing,
money.
like at McDuma Park.
Right.
And he's a boxer too, but he's trying to make a little extra money, man.
Yeah.
And they threw away his stuff, and then
That sucks.
I was like, man, all he's trying to do is make a little, a little
Bread.
extra change, but
You know,
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
yeah, that's a whole nother topic in itself.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, huh?
It
And you
is
see all this stuff, and is that where that Karen thing came out? Is that
pretty
where that
much. That's how
came out?
Karen
Came out of
started,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Cuando aventó las pinches flores la vieja en Bermuda Dunes. Karen started. Yeah.
Pero-
That happened in Coachella. I think that's where that happened. On Indio, Coachella.
Yeah, it was in Bermuda Dunes, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the
the
guy
one
was
with the
selling
flowers,
the.
that's right.
Yeah, that's where
That
that.
shit went viral.
Yeah.
And then people found out where she lived. People got her address and they were talking shit to her. She's like, you guys please stop. I was like, nah, bitch. That's más para allá que para acá.
Damn. Yeah, she don't cross the line, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. We have a lot of vendors out there in Coachella now. That people that are not even from Coachella.
I know.
And like there's taco stands at every corner that people come from LA, and then all the fruit people that come from LA and take over the whole valley,
Fucking
man.
mafia.
Yeah, it gets crazy, man. I told Leslie like one day, like, let's go sell some fruit. And she's like, hell no, those people get crazy. I go, they're not even from here though. Like they took over the whole valley, but they're not even from
They're
here.
fucking fighting in their corner. I'm like, tú ni vives aquí.
I'm
Cálmate.
like, damn. But
I'm like,
hey,
give me your
man,
address.
nah, but they tacos are good, and the people are hustling. Man, gotta respect
Yeah.
the hustle, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what. It sucks to see that happen, man. And it's happened. I've seen on some videos in LA that happened to a couple of those people that didn't want to pay the guy or that they mugged them or something.
Yeah.
One of the fruit vendors or the raspado guy, man. That was sad to see, man. It's crazy, but
Crazy.
It's the world we live in today, man.
There's always good and there's always bad.
Before we go, you guys want to give any shout outs out there? Maybe to the kids?
Yeah, thank you
Our
to my
babies.
cuñada for babysitting.
We left our babies.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
to Leo, what's up? And saludos hasta la vida campesina Sinaloa, hasta allá, man, la familia. And over here too, the suegros and all his family. And, hey, shout out to the family, La Rios family, Calzada family here in Calapan, Nyla, shout out to all them. And thank you guys for having us on here, man. We had a great time, and I hope you guys come out with come out to Coachella and we'll have some good food for you guys, man.
For sure.
Definitely, man.
And just let us know if we're going to mess up any prior engagement.
I know.
We can reschedule.
Hey, it was either the guitar. It was either the guitar or the beer, man. So, but she's like, "You're gonna take the guitar." I was like, "Damn, I forgot the guitar."
I was like,
We will chop it up for you.
You're gonna sing us out, bro. You're gonna sing us out.
A little corridito for you guys. A little something that let me see if I can get the words from here because this is the newest stuff we got. But I'll just sing a little acapella for you guys, man, for sure. Este se llama Al Benjamín. Should be out hopefully sometime after the new year, man. And it's just a little something I wrote. Y dice, me ven ruleteando por las calles de Coachella casi a diario comerciando. De sol a sol me ven porque así atiendo el trabajo, buscando la manera para surtir el mercado. Un whisky en las rocas, con un buen tabaco a darle mente a las cosas. Hoy en estos días la envidia es muy cabrona. Hay que tener cuidado que hay culebras por las sombras. Se llama El Benjamín. It'll be out soon, guys. I hope you guys check us out on Instagram, El Compa JJ, man. And check out the Last Dope podcast, too, man. And like I said, it's been a pleasure to have be invited out here, man. And it's been a minute since I've been on this side of that checkpoint. But
definitely, man.
It was fun, man.
Definitely, man. Like I said.
Yeah, no, just thank you to everyone listening, everyone that follows Cocina de Leslie. I have faithful ass followers. Like, oh my God, man. And it's so crazy, I'm just super blessed, Obviously there's haters, but you know what? I don't even give them the time of day.
That's right.
People have made memes of me. Like, nothing bothers me, Like, I'm at such a good place in my life, and I tell people, life is so short. Take advantage of it, Don't let one stupid little thing, even if you made mistakes in your past, like, get over it. Ya pasó, Accept your challenges, accept what God throws at you, and keep going,
There's always going to be haters, man, but if they're hating on you, it's because you're doing something right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what
they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, there you go. Haters going to hate.
But just, thank you to everyone that
I don't know about the anus part.
Yeah. it's a movie quote.
And the
interview.
And the cowboy persona.
Yeah. It sounds better when you say you hate me because you hate me.
Yeah.
But it's a movie quote.
Saludos a toda la gente. San Luis Río Colorado también, toda la familia. San Luis, Arizona. And, we're out here, man. We're still trying to put music out. And hopefully, we're out there and people start to follow us and support our cause. And again, we're out here also.
SoCal is lit, guys. Come to Southern California. It's
definitely
lit.
get you out here to Brawley, man, and do a show.
No, for sure. Let me know. And like I said, I was just waiting for the right opportunity. We do have a shout out to my boy Ramon and Empresa Cerre, the record label, my compa Ramon Garcia and Leslie. They're the ones that manage my music career right now. And, there's a lot of opportunities again, but I like I said, I'm just waiting. When it comes back to being in the public,
right?
I really want it to be some that means a lot to me, be special. But again, it could be out here, man. I got a lot of family out here too, and a lot of support from my tios and tias out here in Brawley and Calipad and Nyland. So hey, you never know, man. Hopefully, if we do it, we're gonna do it big for sure.
That's what's up.
Watch out for that, and thank you guys for having me on here today, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely, it was a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the drinks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I know, a little tipsy, man. Who's gonna drive?
Shit.
Se maneja solo el pinche carro.
Oh, we got Tesla.
We got some horses.
We got a
They're
Tesla. I know, man. We'll take the long way, huh?
But thank you guys.
Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to follow them.
Estamos, compa JJ. Saludos a todos.
Thank you.